I need to turn the music off, I always do it. There we go. Hello, good evening. I always forget to turn the music off. One day I'll do a full stream without any mistakes. Hello, good evening. Hope you're all doing well today. We got a few people in the chat already, so hello Emma, hello John Collins, and hello Emily. How you doing? Hope you're all having a good day. The weather, every single time I start a live stream, I seem to start it with how the weather is, but it's like it's a very British thing, I guess. The weather today is actually quite lovely here. The day started really horrible. It was quite chilly and rainy, but it's actually turned nice now, and the unfortunate thing is that I don't have time to go out and have a walk in it, but I might be able to use my new chair and table finally to go out and sit in the sunshine. I bought it on Thursday, so it's only been like 4 days, I guess, that I've had it, that I haven't been able to use it, which isn't that bad, really. Considering I live in Wales, you know, it could have been like 3 months. But I hope you're all doing good. I hope you've all had good weekends. Yeah, I hope that you've all had really good weekends and that you're having a really good time. Hello Gunter, how are you doing? Hello from Rhodes, not from Rhodes, hello from Wales, 2 Rhodes. We would have seen you this year by now if we'd actually been able to travel. Say hello to Manos as well. Really good to see you. Hopefully, if travelling starts again and the flights are dirt cheap, maybe we can come later on in the year, but we're definitely coming again next May, so we'll see you next May for sure. But hello, nice to see you. If anybody's wondering who Gunter is, she is the clever lady behind the graphics for Manos Going, which is a very good tour company in Rhodes in Greece. And there's a few videos on my channel from when we travelled with them. Yes, they're very good. So if you end up in Rhodes in Greece, go visit Gunter and Manos. I recommend. Next May is great. Good. Well, I'll see you next May then. Yeah. Like I said, we would have seen you earlier, but unfortunately. But I've heard all the hotels started to open again in Rhodes on July the 1st, because I know that the airports are opening in Athens the middle of the month, and then the smaller airports opening up the end of the month or the start of July. The only problem we've got is in the UK we're not allowed to, in Wales more specifically I guess, we're not allowed to travel apart from for essential travel, so we still can't go anywhere. We're still in pretty much full lockdown. But hopefully soon we can leave the house. We can go see people from where we live, but we can't go any further than 5 miles. But the situation, if you're interested in the coronavirus situation in Wales, it's actually really positive. We haven't had any coronavirus cases, or not many coronavirus cases, in the county that we live in we didn't have any yesterday. I think we had like 1 the day before, and then none again, and then we had 3, and it keeps on going down to 0. We get zeros quite often. And the whole of our health board, which covers I'm going to say like a third of Wales, we had 1 altogether in our health board, which is amazing. So the situation in Wales is looking really positive. So when you see figures for the UK, they're mainly for England, to be fair. It's not many from Wales. Direct flights are expected from mid-July into Rhodes. Oh, great. Brill. Not that I can afford it, but we were looking. I wasn't looking. I was looking because, you know, it's fun to look. Not that I can afford it, but I can get an indirect flight, so I'd have to go from Cardiff to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Athens, Athens to Rhodes. And I think it's about 140 quid one way, which actually isn't that bad. So it's £280 return, but it'd take me about 10 hours. But I don't know. We'll see how desperate I am to get to Greece. Maybe I'll put up with travelling for 10 hours to get there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're going to be talking about the latest travel news. It's going to be quite UK specific today. If you would like to see more travel news about different countries, to be fair, you just had travel news about Greece from me, so but if you want to see more travel news about different countries, I can have a look. It's all very UK centric because, well, I'm from the UK, so so these are the articles that I can easily find, you know. But let's go into my window capture. Oh, there we go. You can see that Jay's Free Chill Sounds. That's who the music was by during the start. So if you want to get yourself some free chill sounds, links in the description. But we'll go on to the travel news. This is the first one. It says, travel updates. UK quarantine could be lifted in July for holidays to Europe. Bear in mind, this is a very sort of one of those speculative headlines. Not quite sensationalist, but kind of up there, you know. It's one of those headlines that you want to read and you hope. So, British holidaymakers will be able to travel freely around Europe from July without the need to quarantine on their return under a new plan being devised by Downing Street. The quarantine policy, which requires all arrivals, including returning Britain, to self-isolate for 14 days on arriving in the UK, comes into force today. The quarantine has come under considerable scrutiny. However, the government's insiders say that Boris Johnson wants the travel ban eased as soon as possible. A report for The Sun, so not the most reliable news source, quotes that one senior government figures as saying, designing international travel corridors is very complex, not least because they are a cross-Whitehall problem. The aim is to have the first ones in place by mid-July, and one with the EU will be first. As it stands, the Foreign Office warns against all but essential international travel. However, there are hopes that this could be overturned within the coming days. On the FCO's website, the travel ban advice was yesterday amended to say this advice is being kept under constant review. Yeah, so that's the first one. Like I said, it's a little bit sensationalist. It's not entirely what may, it's on the newspaper, so it's news, but it's very sort of optimistic, we hope, kind of clickbaity kind of news, I guess. It's the news that we hope for, obviously, but whether it actually happens, I don't know. I would like it to, obviously, but we'll see. Hello, Jimmy Palmer. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. I haven't seen you about before. Yes, hello. So what we're doing, if you're new to the live stream, so basically I'm going to go through the travel news for a bit. Not too long. We're then going to have a look at the dumb or weird laws of Spain. And then we're going to be doing a travel quiz. So if you're interested in travel quizzes, or quizzes in general, then stay tuned, because we'll be coming to that. But at the moment, we're looking at the new laws that are coming, or the new regulations, I guess, that have just come into place in the UK in regards to travel quarantine and things like that. But that's that one. I like the wording that they have here. However, there are hopes this could be overturned within the coming days. I would hope. Next news. This is a little bit of a video. This little video is from the Heathrow bloke. Oh, what have I done? Oh no. I apologise. I think we'll keep him small. So this is the CEO of Heathrow. So let's listen to what he has to say.
How long can Heathrow survive with no one flying at the same level as they were before, or buying a lot from the shops?
We're very well funded, so we can survive with no passengers for the next 12 months. So that's a very good position to be in. But by the time 12 months have passed, there may not be any airlines left who can still fly. There may be no businesses that are trying to travel. We need to start planning for how we're going to rebuild the UK economy as we come out of this crisis. And the reason why we need some visibility of this is that we need to avoid a health epidemic becoming an unemployment epidemic.
Yes, and that balance with...
Please stop. Let's close this window. Come on, window close. You're getting sneak peeks of what I want to show you next. Anyway, that is basically the CEO of Heathrow saying that they are fine for a year without any passengers. Basically, they can sustain themselves for a year, but they're worried that airlines won't be able to sustain themselves for much longer. So how it's really important that we start travelling again soon, because what is currently a sort of a health crisis, obviously they don't want it to escalate into more of an economical one, and sort of the mass failure of the travel industry. But I guess that's good news for at least Heathrow Airport. I'm not sure how some of the smaller regional airports are going to be able to cope, because the closest airport to where I live is Cardiff Airport, and that's just a teeny tiny little regional airport. And when I look on, there's like a flight radar app that I look at sometimes, and a lot of the time there aren't many flights coming in and out of Cardiff at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how some of the regional airports are being impacted, and how long they'd be able to sustain themselves with like continued lack of passengers. Because it's good, I guess, our next closest airport happens to be Heathrow or Birmingham or Gatwick. So at least Heathrow is still going to be there, but I like actually Bristol Airport as well. I forgot about Bristol. But the thing is, the handy thing about Cardiff is that it is really close. It's only an hour away, and we go to Greece using Cardiff Airport. I know that KLM had started doing city hoppers between Amsterdam and Cardiff. It made it a lot easier to fly other places. We'd have to fly via Amsterdam, but we can fly to Canada from Cardiff via Amsterdam, and we can fly from places via Amsterdam. But I'd be sad if, some of the regional airports couldn't cope. Yeah, Bristol Airport. So the closest airport to me is Cardiff, then is Bristol, then is Heathrow. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how they're coping. I haven't seen anything. To be fair, I haven't specifically researched it. But there's that. Right. The next thing is Virgin Atlantic have posted what they're intending to give to every customer as like a safety, for safety. For coronavirus safety. If you're going to be travelling, I'd recommend packing all this yourself and not to rely on the airlines to give this to you. But it's good that Virgin Atlantic are sort of being proactive with it. So Virgin Atlantic on their Instagram announced yesterday introducing our personal health packs. All customers travelling with us will receive one when they board the aircraft, including a mask, hand gel and antibacterial wipes. They're a great way to help everyone feel safe. And while practicing good hygiene is a serious matter, we couldn't resist giving the packaging a little bit of fun Virgin flair. So yeah, if you fly with Virgin, then you will receive one of these as you board in. And you know what, to be fair, I flew with Virgin to San Francisco and back again in January/February. And even though we were a day late coming home, and to be fair, that wasn't Virgin's fault. That was the storms that we had in the UK in February. I really like them. I thought they were a really good airline. I know like a lot of people have been like up and down with Virgin Atlantic and what they think about it, and there's like Virgin Australia as well, and I think they get quite a lot of stick as well. But I really liked Virgin Atlantic. I thought it was really good. I'm going to say that they're better than British Airways. And I flew British Airways, how many years ago? 3-4 years ago to Canada, so London to Vancouver. What a dire flight that was. Actually, no, it wasn't to, I lie. It was to Seattle. We flew to Seattle. To be fair, Seattle Airport is, I hate Seattle Airport. So I don't know if it was the flight that was annoying or it was just Seattle Airport that was terrible. Or maybe it was just like the amount, sort of everything on top was just terrible. Oh, terrible. Anyway, next news. Not that one, this one. Yes, there we go, we got there. So some frequently asked questions about quarantine. So can I avoid quarantine by flying to the UK via Ireland and other questions? So the first one is, can I travel to Ireland and then go into another country, then back to the UK via Ireland to avoid quarantine? The short answer is no. It's true that you don't have to go into quarantine if you're returning to the UK from what is known as the Common Travel Area. Ireland, Isle of Man and the Channel Islands. When the government first announced its plans, there was some speculation that to avoid quarantine, travellers from other countries would be able to fly into an airport in the CTA and then on into the UK, so to avoid having to self-isolate. However, this loophole, termed by some as the Dublin Dodge, has now been closed by the government. Travellers will only be exempt from quarantine if they've been in the CTA for 14 days or more. The next one is, do key workers have to quarantine? Key workers will not necessarily be exempt. There's certain ones that are exempt. So among others, it includes road haulage and freight workers, medical and care professionals providing essential health care, some seasonal agricultural workers, Eurostar and Eurotunnel employees, pilots and aircrew, and people working to maintain key infrastructure such as the railways. The next one is, I will be back in the UK after the 8th of June, therefore I will have to quarantine. Will my flatmates have to quarantine as well? They won't have to quarantine. Basically, the too long didn't read is they don't have to quarantine, you just have to stay away from them. And the last one is, if I have to quarantine after a holiday and can't work from home, will I get paid? The answer is not necessarily. If you have returned from holiday abroad and you have to self-isolate in quarantine, you'll not automatically qualify for statutory sick pay. Basically, they recommend either using your holiday allowance for the two extra weeks or just not having been paid. Which, like, I don't know. I can't do that. And coronavirus, what's the chance of going on holiday? The quick, too long, didn't read it, is some holiday parks are looking to open beginning of July, so there's potential for holidays to be going forward in July as long as the government play ball. We own a caravan down in with Parkdean down on the south coast of Wales. And yeah, they say that you don't think that's right. What don't you think that's right? So I got lag. Tell me what you don't think is right, and then we talk about it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I got a holiday caravan down on the south coast of Wales that we rent out, and we had an email to say that they're opening beginning of July, I think they said, as long as the Welsh Government are happy for them to go forward. So potentially people might be able to start going on holiday, at least in the UK, next month. Which is good news. And that is the news. News over. So the next segment we're going on to now is Dumb Laws of Spain. To be fair, I call this segment Dumb Laws, and some of the laws aren't dumb, they just, when you first see them, you're like, oh, it's a little bit strange, isn't it? Emma's answered, I think that they should pay people if they're forcing them out of work to quarantine. Well, yeah, but then I guess if you don't have to essentially travel, you're travelling on a jolly, then you chose to travel, so you choose to quarantine. I'm assuming that's their standpoint from it. Because I'm guessing they'd say that you don't have to travel for essential reasons, so I don't know, but then everybody who's travelling at the moment is travelling for essential reasons, so like I've just sort of talked my own argument, you know, because you can't travel for non-essential reasons, so everybody who's travelling is travelling for essential reasons. I don't know. I can't tell you. I think that people, if they're being forced into quarantine, then there should be some kind of payback. Because you can't if these people are travelling for essential reasons, and then they're being forced to stay somewhere and then not get paid, then how are they supposed to survive when they've basically been told that they have to travel because their travel's essential, and then being told that they have to go into quarantine? I don't have that answer. Dumb Laws of Spain. I call them dumb laws, but they're not really dumb. Some of them are like, when you first hear them, you're like, oh, it's a little bit strange, but to be fair, they're not that dumb. Not all of them, anyway. Some of them are like weird, but yeah. There's some of the sort of more sane of the dumb laws that I've researched. So, dumb laws, Spain. It's a really pretty sunset, but I have a feeling that they put colour masks over it, but I like the colours, so that's the picture we're having for Spain. And that's why people travel industry don't agree with it, because no one can travel until quarantine is lifted. Yeah, basically, I can't travel until the quarantine's lifted because I can't afford to have 2 weeks off work. Dumb laws, Spain, stop distracting me. Law number 1. There's a limit on how many dogs you can walk at the same time in Spain. You should avoid hitting the streets if you have 8 or more dogs to walk, unless you want to be fined. So basically you can't take more than 8 dogs for a walk at the same time. So don't do that, because it's illegal. I don't know anybody who would be walking 8 dogs at the same time anyway. Imagine having 8 dogs. I've got 2 cats, and you know what? That's the limit. We used to have 3 cats, and 3 cats was the absolute limit. Because one of them, she was a right nuisance. But, yeah, 2, I can't cope with them. 2 is, like, the maximum. It's like, I don't know how people have, like, more than, actually, any children. I can barely cope with cats. Law number 2. While this is true in many countries around the world, walking around the city in only a swimsuit is frowned upon in Spain. This is considered tasteless, indecent, and even illegal in the seaside of some cities like Barcelona and Malaga. do dress appropriately or you could end up paying a fine of €200. So basically don't walk around in a swimsuit because you could get a €200 fine. But you can walk around on rooftop bars with pools in just a swimsuit, that's fine. Law number 3. In the state of Seville, hanging your underwear or any suggestive attire outside on a line is a big no-no. Don't hang your underwear on the line outside in Seville. I don't know what you're supposed to dry them if you can't put them outside. Law 4. Also, it's illegal to shake your rugs or clothes on the street. This is in Seville as well. I shake my rug on the street though. I'd be breaking the law if I was living in Spain. Law 5. Driving a vehicle with flip-flops or sandals on is not accepted throughout the country. I think this is a sensible law. Yeah, I think this is one of the most sensible, like, when I was doing the research, these came under, like, the heading of, like, weird laws or dumb laws and things like that, so I included them. But the only reason I included them because some of them are considered weird laws. And I don't think they're dumb, I think they're sensible. I don't think driving in sandals is sensible. Some people drive in heels. I've seen like pictures of people driving in heels. I don't think I can. I don't know. I can barely drive in shoes, to be fair. Law number 6. You should not wander around the city centre shirtless when you're in Palma de Mallorca, or you could end up paying a hefty fine of 800. I don't know why it says dollars, because they use euro in Spain, but we're gonna say 800 euros. And this doesn't apply for the beach, but it applies to men and women. So neither men or women are allowed to walk around the city centre shirtless in Palma de Mallorca. So at least they're inclusive. Law 7. Throwing rice after a wedding ceremony is an age-old tradition that is still followed in some parts of Spain. However, in the city of Cadiz, doing so is banned. This ban has been imposed to avoid couples from tripping and falling and to discourage birds from flocking into the area. I don't see how people can trip and fall over rice, if I'm honest, and this is coming from a girl who fell off a 1-inch step and broke her foot. I can understand how you can slip on rice if it's wet. Maybe just slip on rice anywhere. I can't see how you can trip over rice though. And I've tripped over loads of things in my time. But yeah. Yeah, that's that. Law 8. Don't just loosely throw groceries in the back seat of any convertible. Doing so is against the law. So when you crash, you don't have loads of small projectiles. You put it all in a bag and you've got one massive projectile instead coming out the back of your convertible. Very good. Law 9. It isn't a law directly from Spain, but it involves the Basque population. Weirdly enough, Iceland had a law in the books until 2015 that stated it was legal for Icelanders to kill those people specifically. So Icelanders could kill Basque people and it was not against the law until 2015. So it's not a Spanish law, it's an Icelandic law, but And law number 10, best till last. Madrid probably has one of the weirdest laws in existence. Between the times of 3:29 and 6:47, people cannot ask one another what time it is. Luckily, when I went to Madrid, I took a watch with me, Did I take a watch? No, I had my mobile phone. But, what a weird law. Why do you think that came into law then? I can't think of why. Let me go back into onto my webcam. I can't think of like some of these laws. I don't see like how they came into law. It's just they're so weird. By the way, if you want to take part in the quiz, now is the time to go get your pen and paper because I'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Wow, that's so strange. To be fair, some of them are pretty strange. Surely that's not true. What about the time? I saw it on a few different sources. You know, maybe they were sort of like, not quite BuzzFeed, but that sort of ilk of website. But, yeah, I don't know. What's the fine? Well, like, what's the time? You go up to somebody and say, excuse me, can you tell me the time? And instead you go, excuse me, can you give me a fine? Yeah. I don't know. Spain's a weird one, it seems. I think some of the weirder laws have probably been Canada so far. We did weird laws of... Well, I tried to do weird laws of Greece a few weeks ago, and I couldn't find any. So we ended up having to do weird facts instead. So, yeah. I know you're not originally from Greece, but still, because you live in Greece for part of the year, it's your fault, Kunta. Yeah, I couldn't find any weird laws of Greece. It was really strange. But yeah, hopefully everybody's got their pen and paper now. If you want to take part, there's going to be 10 questions. Can't tell you how much is going to be out of because I might change my mind like I normally do. But we're going to start with that is out of 10. But that may change. But there are 10 questions anyway. So there are a few new style questions in there. So if you like them, then I'll put them more regularly into the rotation. So this is more of like some of them are kind of like tester questions to see if you enjoy them or not. But we'll just get into the quiz, shall we? Let's just get into the quiz. I'm assuming everyone's got their pen and paper. Question 1. Where's this flag from? What country is this flag from? The country is... Let's do some clues. It's in Europe. There we go. It is... Let me have a look and see if we can get some trivia up. I probably should have prepared better, but I've had a long day. I say I've had a long day, it's not really been that long. I woke up kind of early. Apparently in this country it's not uncommon to see prams outside coffee shops and parents are inside and the baby sleeps outside. Well, there we go then. Not that that gave you a clue, but that was interesting about the country. Yeah. It has... No, if I say that, it's going to give it away too much. There we go. Iceland is the whole... I just gave away the... Never mind. On to the next one. What is the capital city of Cuba? What is the capital city of Cuba? And there's a song that came out last year that has this, I think Camila Cabello was the singer. Question number 3. What is the most photographed landmark in Australia? And I'm not going to give you a clue to this one because it's pretty obvious. And I'm not going to give you any trivia anymore either, or I'm at least going to prepare my trivia better. Yeah, so what is the world's most photographed landmark? What is the most photographed landmark in Australia? There's a fly in here now, get out. Get out of my house. Out of my house. Go back out, go out the window. I don't enjoy your company. Right, question 4, 5 and 6 are a new type of question that I'm including. So basically, I'm sorry about the poor resolution, but we're trying. This is just a tester, and if it works and you enjoy these questions, I'll get the resolution better. But basically, these emojis or pictures depict a country name. So this country is Iran. So Ran. Oh.
All in one isn't always a good look.
Oh my god.
Unless it's allergy related.
I'm sorry. One of the websites I was on, just like all the ads started playing at once. What a mess. Anyway, so this one is just the quiz explanation. So basically, there's an emoji of an eye, there's an emoji of a woman running. I ran, Iran. That's the answer. Okay, so the next one you've got to do yourself, and I'll leave it on the screen for a decent amount of time. So there's that one, and the background is a bit of a clue as well. And I'm not going to look up trivia for it because thing number 1, I somehow give away the answer, and thing number 2, all the ads on the page play. We'll see if it's in the... I'm on Google Maps now, so we can see if it's in the... I think, oh, it's in the southern hemisphere, this place is. Shall I say where it is? What else can we give as a... It's in the Indian Ocean. There we go. So there's your clue. This place has a border with the Indian Ocean, and it's in the southern hemisphere. So there's that one. Next one. This place is in the northern hemisphere, and it's... I can't say what sea there is, because if I say what sea it is, I think it's going to be like too specific, because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries. To be fair, 8 countries. Okay, 8 countries. There's one of 8 countries. The name of the ocean that it's by is the North Sea. So this place in the northern hemisphere borders the North Sea. The sea which touches its land is called the North Sea. And the last of the emoji questions is this one. This one should be easy enough. I don't know if I even have to give clues with this one. Say we see, and that's what it is. If I say what sea it is, you're definitely going to know what it is. I can't even, because there's only 2 countries that, there are 2 countries that are on this sea. Yeah, I'm not going to give any clues for it. You're going to have to guess it yourself. And if this, what I'll do is I'll move this out the way. That's a place in this country. There's your clues. Enjoy. Question 7. In which year did British Airways begin? I'm willing to go... I'm going to be generous. I'll go 10 years either way. So you've kind of got a 20-year bracket where you can guess when British Airways began. But which year did British Airways begin? Begin. Yeah. Question 8. Another new style question. That's the outline of country. What country is that the outline of? Clue number 1 is you can see behind it a famous place from the country. Clue number 2 is in the Northern Hemisphere. To be fair though, like a lot of countries are in the Northern Hemisphere. I can't tell you the name of the sea because it is literally called the name of the country that it is. I guess there's 3 seas. 3 seas, there we go. There are 3 seas that border it. So there's that, there's a clue. It's in the Northern Hemisphere and it has 3 seas bordering it. Question 9. Name the airline. I forgot that I did this one as well. So I'm going on holiday somewhere and I'm taking an airline. There you can see me on my aircraft, my de Havilland aeroplane. Anyway, what's the name of the airline that I'm flying with? I'll leave it on the screen for a little bit longer. I don't know what to say. I've been on one of these planes. There we go. That's what I'm saying. I haven't flown with this specific airline, but I've been on one of these planes. They use these airplanes to do little hops between the islands in Canada. So if you want to go from Vancouver to Victoria, or the other way around, Air Canada use these planes to do little hops, and the flight takes 15 minutes. And that is the shortest flight I've ever been on. But there's a flight up in Scotland that takes 57 seconds, which I'd like to go on just for, like, you wouldn't even get up in the air, but like it'd be fun to do. I swear you'd spend more time on the runway than you would in the air. But anyway, what's the name of this airline? Question 10. Rice is the main ingredient in which popular Spanish dish? And because I'm very kind, I have included a picture of the dish. And it does not, in my view, look particularly appetizing. Not what I would like to eat for dinner. Then again, to be fair, I'm vegetarian, so yeah. And there is the end of the quiz. Woo woo woo! You like that? Ah, Emily, you have gone down in my estimations. But anyway, that's the quiz. Anybody need any of the questions reset? Because I know that we've had a few new types of questions in there. So if you want to know what the questions, you want me to go back over any of them, then let me know in the chat. Vegetable version with this dish is really nice. Do you know what? I can imagine that being actually nice. Yeah, that's more my cup of tea, would be the vegetarian flavour. Number 4 again, no problem. Number 4 is one of the emoji ones. So there it is up on the screen. Anybody else have any questions that they want to re-see? Let me know in the chat. And whilst we're here, if you wouldn't mind giving the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already, that'd be super. Because apparently it helps with algorithms and things like that, and people seeing things, and I don't know, people seeing the channel. I don't know. Last call for any of the other questions? Are we happy with just that one? I'm going to take that off the screen now. You've had long enough, Emma. With that one that I just showed on the screen, the clue was that it was in the Indian Ocean and that it was in the Southern Hemisphere. So we'll go on to do the answers then. So I think that this quiz is actually out of 10. So when you've marked yourself, the fly is back. When you've marked yourself, put down in the chat how much you got out of 10 at the end. Question 1. I pretty much gave this away, so for shame on you if you got the answer wrong. But this flag is the flag of Iceland. And now I have learned to better prepare my trivia rather than do it on the fly. So that's the answer to question 1. Question 2. What is the capital city of Cuba? And the capital city is Havana. And I would sing the song by Camila Cabello for you, but my voice is so beautiful that I might get copyright striked for sounding too much like Camila Cabello. So I better not sing just in case. Please know I'm joking, my voice is the same as like a cat. Her cat's tail being stood on. Question 3! Yes, Havana Unana. There we go, I'll say that. Havana Unana. Question number 3. What is the most photographed landmark in Australia? And the answer is Sydney Opera House, which was not surprising. We like to put in a few easy ones for you. Ooh. Yeah, Sydney Opera House. So the next one is the emojis one. So this one was Iran. Question 4. The answer is Seychelles, as in that person is saying stuff and then multiple shells. Seychelles. Oh, terrible. And the picture in the background is of the Seychelles as well. I'll move this out the way. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful the Seychelles is. Well, I need to go to the Seychelles, don't I? Anyway, there's that one. Well done, Emily, for getting the Seychelles right. Question 5. So this one was in the North Sea. So basically you had a choice of about 8 countries that it could have been. And the answer was Belgium. Bell, person at the gym, Belgium, Belgium. Yeah. And this is what Belgium looks like. I've been to Belgium, it's actually really nice. Emma thinks that Seychelles is beautiful. It does look beautiful, doesn't it? But that's that one anyway. Belgium, Belgium. Question 6. No introduction necessarily? No introduction necessary. The answer is Wales. Because they are whales. Multiple of whales. Whales. A whale, whales. There we go. And that is, underneath, is Cairo Castle. Wales, yes, Wales. It is Wales. Yes, so there's that one. Let me know after the quiz if you enjoyed these emoji questions, because they are new. And if you don't enjoy them, there's no point me doing more. If you did enjoy them, then I'll do more. But on to question 7. In which year did British Airways begin? And you've got a 10-year either way, so the answer is 1919. So if you got 1909 to 1929, correct. Oh Oh, you were looking at dolphins rather than whales. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. So British Airways began in 1919. So like I said, 1909 to 1929, and you can have a point. The only reason I know that is because I remember it being the centenary last year. So unless you have like a weird memory of like random useless junk stuff like me, I can't remember like anything that I did yesterday almost, but for some reason I can remember when British Airways was created. I have no idea. Question 8. This country is... Where's my answer? It's China! And the picture behind... We'll get there. There we go. The picture behind is the Great Wall of China. And the 3 seas that China borders, I guess, is a Yellow Sea, East China Sea, and South China Sea. So that is why I could not tell you the where's my there we go. So that's the reason why I couldn't tell you what seas that they bordered, because it would literally just give it away. This question, knew that from last week. Yeah, this was a question in the quiz that we had. We do a Saturday night quiz on Zoom with Emily and Emma there, and a load of other people from actually not just all across the country, but all across the world. So people all from all around, loads of... My voice is... We don't have the... No, the China one. You knew the China one from last week. Oh, the picture behind. Okay, I get it. You recognise the picture behind from the Great Wall of China. Well, see, I'm being kind. And the British Airways one as well, yes. So Emma, Emily and me, we have a quiz on Zoom every Saturday night, and there's loads of people from all around the world on the quiz. And we ask like random questions, like when was British Airways made? Question 9. What airline am I flying with? And the airline that I am flying with is New Zealand. We'll get the answer up on there anyway. Go on, there we go. New Zealand. It's quite a pretty. I like the fern leaf, or that's up on the side. It's like it's really pretty in the black and white. Very nice. New Zealand. Question 10. Last but not least. What a horrible plate that looks like. Rice is the main ingredient in which popular Spanish dish? And the answer is paella. Or paella. Paella. And that's the quiz. Tell me all how you did. Tell me your answers. Tell me how much out of 10 you got. Also, tell me if you liked that question, and these questions. I need validation. I need to know. Paella is actually lush. That's what Emma says. I'm not sure. When I went to Spain, I never tried paella, and it's mainly because it's got like, I think of it as like a seafood dish, and because I'm vegetarian, obviously I don't eat seafood. So I didn't think that there was a vegetarian version of it, but now I know. What's this? Is Emma and Emily just copying what each other said or something? Because you wrote almost the same thing. Emma and Emily both got 7 out of 10, and they enjoyed the emojis. Very good. John Collins got 8 out of 10, and yes. Very good. Oh, why am I just showing that on the screen? I need to go back to myself. Got Sydney Opera House, Seychelles, and British Airways questions wrong. That's still good though, well done. Ooh, Gunter got 7 out of 10 as well done. And Jay's Free Chill Sounds got 9 out of 10. Oh, she didn't know number 9. Air New Zealand. To be fair, the only reason why I know Air New Zealand is because we stayed in this really fancy hotel down in Heathrow, and if you pay extra, you can get a window that overlooks the runway. Oh, what an amazing view to have out of your window. So if you're ever in Heathrow, stay at the Renaissance, pay the extra, get that window that looks onto the runway, because you're so close to the runway, and you can see like all the planes lined up. So obviously I stood out there for like forever looking at the planes, so you kind of, you know, see what all the different tails are and stuff. You recognise the back wing. Well done. And well done to Jay's Free Chill Sound. She is the winner. Woo! Tick a tip. I need to have some kind of sounds. I need to have like, I don't know, explosions and tape. I don't know. At some point I'll figure out how to put sounds on these live streams, but for now I've just about figured out how to put pictures and words on them, so a little bit at a time, we can't do it all. Second place was John Collins, and third place was Emma, Emily and Gunter. So, well done. Jay's for Chill Sound at last. Yeah. I'm going to have to start doing, I think I say this every week, I need to start doing prizes soon. But, yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll do prizes soon. There we go. Emma's doing the sound effects, putting emojis in the chat. Emojis in the chat for Jay's Free Chill Sounds. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Thank you very much. We're coming to the end of the live stream again. I only tend to stream for about an hour. But yeah, I really enjoyed. There's no video going up again tonight. I just didn't make one. I don't know what to tell you. I've been busy doing like a lot of reading and learning about things that, like I said on Friday, are more important than my videos at the moment. But regular scheduling is coming back, so if we go back to this, you'll see that on Wednesday there'll be an IGTV Quick Small Wins. So if you follow me on Instagram, there'll be a video, a very short video coming out on IGTV on Wednesday. What is there about, you ask me? I don't know. Have a look. Give me a second and I'll open my my planning app. Where are we? IGTV. The video coming out on Wednesday on Instagram is First Time Travelling, Everything You Need to Know as a Beginner World Traveller. So it's basically very quick, saying things that you need to research before you leave, if it's your first time travelling. And then on Friday, we're actually going to be launching the video that is taking so long to do. It's going to be what apps you should download to go travelling. So basically the most important apps that I think that you need when you go travelling. So these may be things that'll help you save your money, maybe things that help you not be lost, things that'll keep you occupied whilst you're on the plane or on the train or whatever. Loads of different apps. But yeah, that's coming out Friday. Actually putting out videos because, yeah. If you want to learn more about what I've been reading about over the weekend, I think it's the second link in the bio. If you go to the second link in the bio, you'll see Black Lives Matter. So if you want to do some research of your own to learn more about what's going on, why it's going on, and why it's really important, because you will have seen it in the news a lot over the past week, go read the website and do the resources. was nice to meet you all here. Yes, thank you very much, Gunther. Jay's Free Chill Sounds is my mum, so you've met her. That's Jackie. Emma's my sister, and you've seen her too. But yeah, so you've met 2 people in the chat, Gunther, already. It's really nice to have you here as well, so thank you very much for popping by, and we'll see you next year. And thank you very much everybody else who came as well. I really enjoy making these quizzes and dumb laws and stuff. And before you go as well, I need dumb laws country for Friday. I'm out of countries, so put suggestions for countries that you want dumb laws from in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to draw one out of a hat, and the country that you have is the country that you have. Emily, you didn't know that Jay's Free Chill Sounds was my mum? Yeah, she does music. She's the one that does all the music at the start. Yeah, she does. Yeah, okay, shut up, him. But yeah, that's my mother. Go subscribe to her. Yeah, so if nobody says anything about any laws, then I'm just going to come up with my own country on Friday. But I hope you enjoyed the live stream. It was really nice to have you all here. I feel a little bit guilty possibly ending the live stream, seeing as my mum and Emily are now talking to each other on the chat. But yeah, thank you very much for coming by, and I'm glad that you all like the new types of questions, so I will include them in the Russia. I can do Russia. There we go. We're not doing random laws of what I'm going to do, we're doing dumb laws of Russia. Do you know what? There's probably plenty of dumb laws of Russia. Dumb laws Russia. Written it down. But yeah, nice to see you all. See you all Friday or on Wednesday on Instagram if you want to catch the IGTV. But thank you very much. See you soon. Have a nice day. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the last of the sunshine. Go sit on your nice brand new seat and chair. Enjoy your dinner outside. Bye bye. Dance party before we go.